let's talk about the huge hair display and area in this booth. What a cool area for them to be going into. And in this particular product, their serum, they have micro-dipeptide.
Amazing. It makes so much sense, right? The
Yeah.
hair restore line. And we know from data that the 5% topical minoxidil works just about as well as 2.5 milligrams of oral minoxidil.
Without the downside, without growing hair all over your face.
Or some of the cardiac side effects. So I've actually turned a lot to topical minoxidil for some of my patients, especially female patients who don't want the unwanted hair growth like I talked about. And we know that the of course is Neutrogena, right? So we know the formulation is going to be elegant. It's not going to cause too much itching or any kind of contact sensitization. So that Rogaine formulation from Neutrogena makes a lot of sense. And now we are surrounding that with scalp health.
And you know, hair serums are hair moment.
Right.
I mean, everybody's using hair serum. But again, nobody has a hair serum with acetyl dipeptide 31 amide or micro-dipeptide in it. So there's some clinical studies coming on this product. This is a brand new launch. Trying to think, you know, because it's a small micropeptide, it does penetrate deeply, so it should get down into the level of the follicle. It's also, I tried it out here. It's very non-greasy. Like, I don't like hair serums that leave a residue on my hair. This one is really nicely formulated, no surprise, because they've got an incredible formulation team. So it shouldn't clog the pores or the hair follicles. And I think, you know, stay tuned on what the clinical studies will show.
I agree. If we look at the ingredients for this formulation, they're really interesting. Okay, so panthenol, which we know is kind of a skin protectant, barrier repair. We've got niacinamide, your gentle giant,
Love
which
that.
antioxidant, helps to repair the barrier as well, anti-inflammatory.
Feverfew,
and caffeine. We've got a couple of antioxidants in here. Caffeine is probably an ingredient that should be used more in skincare, quite frankly. It's such a great antioxidant. And then the
centella, and the Zabalol, all of those are great for mitigating any kind of irritation.
Yeah, so we're really trying to decrease scalp inflammation here. We've got arginine, which is part of the natural moisturizing factor. It's a free amino acid, helps to retain water in the scalp. And so, gosh, now that I look through the glycerin is a humectant as well. There's a lot in here which makes a ton of sense to help support the skin barrier of the scalp. I think we're in the era now, Patti, of the skinification.
Yes, and we have had lectures at our meeting on the skinification of the scalp, and we need to treat the scalp as tenderly as we treat the facial skin.
Right.
And that's what I think we're learning. And what you put on your hair and on your scalp also affects the skin. We've seen a lot of patients who develop problems from using the wrong hair care products as well.
There is so much attention being paid, to hair loss, right? I mean, I get so many young men coming into the practice who see one hair falling out of their head and they think they're going bald, because much like Botox has done to facial lines, where, you know, people of a certain age and a certain income bracket may not be able to tolerate any facial lines anymore. Socially, it's just not acceptable to have facial lines. Now, for these young men, it's not socially acceptable to lose hair. And so they are so proactive about making sure that they maintain their hair density and their hairline that we're seeing young men turn to both topical minoxidil, such as the Rogaine products, or systemics really early just to prevent hair loss. And so when we start doing that and they start using all these different shampoos and these products, they go a little overboard.
They go a little overboard.
Yeah, so we need products like this for them, which help to support the scalp health, have ingredients that make a ton of sense to do so with that acetyl dipeptide in there to support health as well. I love this. This is great.
And it's a great combination with the Rogaine.